Okay, so we're doing the South Clarksville routine today. So this is like a southern spur of the train. So we're not looking for monkeys records. We're looking for like southern rock records. We're looking for Blackfoot. We're looking for Marshall Tucker Band. Stuff like Johnny Cash, of course. Yeah. So even though this place is giving me the women's stuff sort of place as opposed to the man cave sort of place, at least do find some CDs here in one of the early booths. So maybe there'll be some vinyl records somewhere. Looks like a decent sized place, so I think there's a shot. So we got Madonna with the book. Something about the Kentucky Lake Music Barn in New Concord, which is actually only a few miles away from where I live. 1981. This place obviously hasn't existed in the last 20 years. That's sort of interesting. I might take a look at that. And of course, we all want an Old English 800 neon sign in our home. Classes up the home bar. And of course, glass bottles if you're into old glass bottles. I still haven't found any vinyl records yet. Let's look at this Kentucky Music Barn thing. So this is literally like only about 5 miles away from where I live. And obviously this place hasn't existed in a long time because there's nothing like this here now. Jan and Jim Albert, Mr. and Mrs. Country Music. Now, I bought a single of theirs from that folk art store. I think he's passed away now, but I know there's like an Albert and Steele Plumbers in town that I used when I needed a plumber a few years ago. Wonder if that's him or his family. Probably. I don't know who these other folks are. There's no price on this, so I'm not going to buy it. I don't even know if it's for sale or if it's just for ambiance. Alright, so this is the first booth I found with records. Not feeling very hopeful because I'm seeing Andy Gibb for $15 right in front. Tom Jones for $15. Engelbert for $5. Yeah, this seems like Boots Randolph for $20. Yakety Sax. Yeah, I'm not going to be buying any records from this vendor. Let's see what they have in rock and roll. The Ventures, really beat up. I don't see the price tag. Bobby somebody. Alright, so down here on the ground we do have some 45s, $2 each, or 6 for 10. Okay, we have a possible score. This Riviera is The Time Won't Let Me, which is on this local band from Dixon, Tennessee. Looked it up on Discogs. Never been sold. 2 for sale at $40 each. Listed as Funk Soul. So at $2, I'm going to get it because it's in good shape. Most of the other records were in bad shape. Alright, so this is a record booth of a brick and mortar independent record store that's located downtown. And so they've got some used vinyl here in this antique mall. I see Circle Jerks right away. I see it for $33. So in the new vinyl part, so this all looks like it's going to be stuff that's at retail price. Of course, Fleetwood Mac Rumors $29. The Jeannie C. Riley Harbor Valley PTA. If you want a new version of it for $25, you can. Not that it's not all over the place. We've got some Misfits for $30. Oh, they've got boxes of 45s for $1 each. I'll definitely look through those. They've got used vinyl on the other side. So, oh, there's Allman Brothers, so that kind of meets today's theme. I don't remember, did the Allman Brothers have any train songs? Alright, stuff's in picture sleeves, so I'm going to try to flip through a bin for you. I'll pull a few things out. Alright, so this place ended up being an unexpected honey hole for 45s, particularly stuff from late 70s and the 80s. I mean, there's nothing terribly valuable in here. I suspect that this record store keeps all of the valuable stuff in their location rather than the antique mall. I've got 12 I'm going to pick out here. I'll show them to you later, but the Tourists is actually, that's a young Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart pre-Rhythmics, so that seems kind of cool. Before we leave, you need to know how to talk to your cat about gun safety. Alright, so we have another booth that's going to have some music. So they've got these cassettes. I'm not going to buy any cassettes, but straight out of somebody's car from the 1980s. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. Nirvana in Utero. I should probably actually look that up to see if that's actually worth money. And, oh, apparently they know it's worth money because they're charging $16.50 for it. So, no, the Dougie Fresh is $8.50. A very special Christmas. I know this is not the Christmas episode. $6.50. The Ozzy No More Tears, which I think is a cassette single, $14.50. This person, I know what I have. And they've got some records as well. And I see Johnny Mathis for $4.50, which is immediately giving me the idea. $8.50 for Bye Bye Birdie. Yeah, we're gonna keep moving. So in case I need to fight other record collectors, we've got weapons here. Swords and knives and an axe. Alright, we got Addams Family. We know Wednesday grew up to be a cool teenager. Then there's going to be a bunch of signs here. Picture of Porter Wagner. Jägermeister. Because you're still at the age where you drink Jägermeister. And smoking cigarettes. Porky's Barbecue. Some random street. Chinese checkerboard. The Last Supper. Pepsi. So you have to be a Pepsi collector, not a Coke collector. Oh wait, we got Coke stuff here as well. Light Ice. That must have been the best beer ever brewed. Marlboro Man wearing a hat. Duels clock. Hartford Fire Insurance. That one looks pretty old. More Pepsi. More Coke. Heineken Dark. It's even better than Light Ice. Alright, so this is the 45 haul I got from Miss Lucille's. And so the first one was the only one that I got from the Vintage Chick booth that were $2 each. Most of them were overpriced. This Rivieras, and this is not like the surf rock Rivieras. It's basically self-produced. Dixon, Tennessee. That's a small town in western Tennessee. It's listed as Discogs as Funk Soul. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. A-side's called Time Won't Let Me, and it's never been sold. People are trying to sell it for $40, so maybe it's rare and valuable. Maybe somebody's dreaming. We never quite know. And then all the rest of these all were $1 each. Almost all of them are picture sleeves, and they were from that record store's booth in the antique mall. And this was one of those record stores that when they have a booth in the antique mall, it's because they actually want to sell records. Things seem to be reasonably priced. So we have this Stuart Copeland, Stan Ridgway, Don't Box Me In. And so, yeah, I'm going to get that. I'm trying to remember is this one of the ones? No, this has a standard hole. The Tourists, So Good to Be Back Home Again. So this is the band that Dave Stewart and Annie Lennox were in before the Eurythmics. So this is from like 79 or 80 on this Logo record label. Gene Weidland, Blue Kiss. Looks like Jane fell asleep in the tanning booth that day. Alison Moyet, Invisible. UFO, couldn't get it right, so this is my first UFO record. And we've got the nice single hole here, Chrysalis Records, 1980, Hot and Ready, recorded live at Reading. And then the A side, Couldn't Get It Right. So that looks cool. Modern English, Chapter 12. This is on 4AD, so 4AD is, of course, a cool record label. And we got the single hole there as well, so this might be an English pressing as well. I found a couple Lone Justice singles, so we have Shelter on Geffen Records. And there were actually 3 copies of this Ways to Be Wicked there. I looked at all 3 of them. They were all basically in the same condition, so there wasn't really anything to choose from. Now all the picture sleeves. All the picture sleeves are in so-so shape. I suspect that all the stuff that's more primo in terms of condition is in their downtown store rather than the antique mall. Okay, then we have the Textones, Midnight Mission. So this was sort of a power pop, roots rock sort of group. This does have harmony and background vocals by Don Henley, which I'm honestly not seeing as a big advantage, but I'm hoping that this is kind of cool. The Fabulous Grease Band. So I think, looking at these guys, it looks like this is like 50s, early 60s throwback music. Sha Na Na-ish, maybe. This might be terrible, I don't know. Squiggy and the Squigtones. I found another copy of this I Can Make It Good For You, CC Weather. This is something I had found in a haul before I started filming. So this is like sort of like countrified disco from like 1975. Real oddity. This one's not in quite as good a shape as the one I already have, but I think I'll try to find somebody to gift. This too. Here's another record that I already had, Bob Luman, The Great Snowman, the Pig Latin Song. I didn't have it in a sleeve though, so now I have it in a sleeve, and this is actually a promo version of this record. My other one wasn't a promo version either. Haven't looked up to see if that's valuable yet. And then for some sort of Latino rock, we got the Cruzados with Motorcycle Girl as well.